to the pledge in a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you, everyone. The meeting is recorded. We'll start with new business on the agenda, approval of the January 25th, 2017 minutes.
I move to approve.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion or corrections?
No.
With none stated, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We'll move on to the fiscal report. Judy Oliver?
Okay, the balance in the general fund, $1,166,445.89. The balance in the Erie Bank restricted fund, $744,472.08, for a grand total of $1,910,917.97. Payments coming out of the general fund this week, and we actually have the actual totals on all of these instead of estimates this time. Accounts payable of $81,509.49. Healthcare this week, $45,728.69, and the dental this biweekly payment, $3,163.36, leaving us a projected cash balance in the general fund of $1,036,044.35. In the Erie Bank debt reserve account, we have $1,847,556, and in the debt checking account, we have $7,710. The highest bills going out this week from accounts payable, $11,466 for the county solicitor, and that actually was bills from last August up through the end of January. Bill to Long and Nyquist for $5,300, and that one we paid $5,300 once before. Apparently there's a $300 registration fee we have to pay every year, so we just paid it for last year and we have to pay it again for this year, but it shouldn't be that every month from now on. The next one is for Enterprise Trust, which is vehicle leases, $3,715.86. JSC Law Enforcement Sales, which is ammunition, $3,631. Bonded Services for Cleaning, $3,618. Fairchild Law Office, $3,256.43. That was a court-appointed attorney. Cisco Foods, $2,752.98, and another $47,769.22 in miscellaneous invoices.
Move to approve the fiscal report.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? With none stated, all in favor of the fiscal report as read, please state aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. Fiscal amendments.
Okay, we have proposed amendments to the budget, which would be increases to subtotals for departments, but they were actually figures that were already budgeted and approved. It's just the cells, I did not have the cells totaling correctly. So in central booking, we were short by $556. And then there's in the EMA account, $11,770 that were all line items that were reviewed and approved, just not totaled down and rolled forward correctly to the total page. In addition to that, we have an increase to the court's budget for $2,342, and that's representative of a recent salary board approval for 2 new law clerks that were hired into that position. So the net of those would go against the contingency fund, reducing the contingency fund by $14,668.
Okay. What's that leave us with?
I believe we started around 95 in the contingency, so it puts us around 80,000.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the fiscal amendments?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? With none being recognized, all in favor of the fiscal amendments, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
And I have one other recommendation. Can I show you
Sure,
now?
please.
Okay, one other recommendation. I'd like to ask the commissioners to pass these down, to allow me to initiate the paperwork to begin to call the bond, one of the bonds that we have. Presently, we have 3 bonds outstanding, and they have staggered maturity dates, one in July of this year, one in July of 2018, and one in July of 2019. And the county is required to set the dedicated millage aside in a bond reserve account to have money available for these payments. And right now, there's more than enough to pay off this bond that matures July 1st. We can pay it off, still have balance in the account, and the net of it when we're done, it saves us $5,700 in interest that would normally be paid out to the bondholders. It takes 30 days to initiate the payment, so the payoff date would actually be March 10th of 2017 that they would use for the call date, and there is a $500 fee for them to do the paperwork for calling the bond.
Okay, I move to call the bond for March 10, by March 10, bond being 935175EG0.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion?
So the remainder, what is actually remaining in the account? Just this interest payment?
Okay, if you go to the page 2 on this, the top line is the balance in the bond account,
Okay.
estimated interest, and then the yellow highlighted line would be pulling out this bond payment plus the interest plus the $500 fee. So that would call the bond as of March 10th.
Roughly 815.
Still, yes, 813,000 in there.
So the county is realizing a savings of $5,700.
Great, good find.
Yes.
And the green one that's on here is what I hope to be coming in next time, not next time, but in December to call. Since we're moving money into this bond debt account on a regular basis, as the tax collections come in, we're moving the 1 mil over month by month to ensure it's there. And actually, it looks like in the projection, we'll be able to call the next one probably about 6 months early, which would save 10,000, 11,000, something like that.
Great. And I see a $500 fee on here for early call, it says. Obviously, that's a fee charged for early payment.
Right.
Okay.
But that was worked into the calculation of the interest.
Great. Thank you, Judy. We have a motion. All in favor, please state aye.
I just wanted to say that this is something that Judy brought to our attention during the course of our budget sessions this past year, and I just want to thank Judy for her diligent work on continuing to bring this to our attention in order to realize these savings. I mean, every penny and every dollar counts, and I think this is a real important move that you made.
Yes, thank you,
On our
Judy.
behalf.
I think we all agree with Jeff's sentiments.
Yep.
So all in favor, please state aye.
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 Motion carries. Move on to the next item on the agenda, which is agreement with AbsorbTech. From our commissioner work session, our chief clerk, Pam Matby, explained that this is an agreement with AbsorbTech for the carpeting that's placed within our county buildings. And there is a fee of $15 per delivery, and the customer agrees to pay $10.95 environmental stewardship charge. Other than that, I think this is a service that has been ongoing for many years with this company, correct?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve this agreement with AbsorbTech?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion?
I have a question. What was this for?
Carpeting, the carpets that are at the entryways of the buildings.
Oh, okay. Seasonally put there.
Correct.
Well, they're put there every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They put clean ones down and
Where are
Any further
they out of?
comments?
Where's this
Erie.
company out of?
Out of Erie.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any further questions? All in favor, please state aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. Next item is an agreement with Advanced Disposal. This is for our waste disposal, and the agreement is for the monthly charge of $66.15 with Advanced Disposal Services of Western Pennsylvania. Do I have a motion to approve this agreement?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is employee assistance agreement. We discussed this at our Monday's work session. This is a renewal agreement of the employee assistance program that's provided with our medical insurance for our employees. And what we're hearing is that this service is actually picked up a bit in regard to employees utilizing the services of this, which is good to hear. It will increase by $1.17 per person, and therefore with this renewal agreement there will be a bit of an increase in the charge.
This is for all of our employees.
All county employees.
I move to approve the employee assistance.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion?
A couple of things. The $1.17, I think nets out to like a 1 or 2% increase.
Yeah, it's not a
which,
huge increase.
which seems
Reasonable.
This is a service that at the beginning of last year was utilized moderately, and through the discussions that we've had, and then the work Pam's done to promote it. My understanding is the usage of it has doubled in the past year, which is really great. This is a program that basically is an anonymous resource for employees to call about a variety of personal issues, professional issues, and everybody that's utilized them has had very good reviews of them. So just wanted to convey that it's a good HR resource for the courthouse and the county.
It is, and to Jeff's point, Pam has been largely responsible for getting the information to the employees to let them know that this is one of their benefits to take advantage of, and it seems to be working well for the employees using the program, so we're pretty happy to hear that. So all in favor, please state aye.
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 Motion carries. We have 4 repository tax bids on the agenda today. Would we like to review, should I review these each separately for approval, or do them all
I
at
think
once?
so.
We normally do.
Okay. We have tax parcel YV 821-1173-00000. The current owner is Pittsfield Township. The location is 762 Route 27. It's a residential family property. Assessed value is $13,850. The successful bidder would be Justin Oakes, and he has bid $300. Do I have a motion to accept Justin Oakes' bid of $300 on this property?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion?
Should we have, Phil's here, would you care to say anything
Would you
about
like to
this?
comment?
If
No?
you have any questions, you can answer. It's pretty
Okay, thanks, Phil.
good.
All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next one is tax parcel TD 004-314-760-000. Current owner is Lawrence and Francesca Mara. Location is unknown, but the deed reference is Book 144, page 110. This is residential vacant land. The assessed value is $580. The bidder is John McCown, and his bid amount is $441. Do I have a motion to approve the bid from John McCown for $441?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion?
Are we to assume that it's unknown because there's no residence on it, that there's no address, or?
That's what the assessment had at the time. I
Yeah.
believe it's just vacant land.
Okay.
So rather than a 911 address, the reason it doesn't have an address is just because the deed probably reads something like between this stone and that oak tree.
Yes.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next tax parcel number is TD 274-146-000-000. Current owner is Home Opportunity LLC. Location is 71 Main Street. This is a residential family property of approximately 1.27 acres. 1.27 acres. Assessed value is $9,485. The bidder is Aaron and Tina Bartos and Matt and Holly Keogh. Their bid amount is $300. Do I have a motion to accept the bidders at $300?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor, please state aye.
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 Motion carries. The last one is tax parcel number CY 333-942-700-000. Current owner is Bear Lake Borough. The location is unknown, again with a deed reference of Book 144, page 110. This is residential vacant land of .23 acres.
Move to approve the bid of $250.
The assessed value is the assessed value is $508. The bidder is Diane Christensen of a bid amount of $250.
Second Ben's motion.
Okay.
Note that it should be Lawrence and Jessica Farah, not Bear Lake Borough of the owner.
Okay. Thank you for that correction.
Could you repeat that?
It should be the owner, current owner, through Lawrence and Jessica Farah.
That's why I was referring back when I was reading that to that other
Yeah,
property, because I noticed the deed book and page was the same. So it's referenced in that same book and page.
Yeah, there's a lot of. This property is from. Where do you see the same?
It says location deed reference, book 144, page 110. They're the
Yeah,
same on
for
both those
the-
properties.
This one's in Bear Lake, the other one was in Triumph.
The one for John McCallum,
Diane
Township.
Christensen and John McCown, yes.
Township. The one that you just read off, just description of basic land, 0.23 acres, Bear Lake Borough.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no deed reference.
Oh, there is on ours. It says unknown deed reference.
Do you want to come?
Maybe it just wasn't taken out in the program that you were using. This is Diane Christensen.
Yeah, Diane Christensen, 9427. Yeah. Should be 762 Route 27.
Okay. Let's correct that.
Yeah.
Okay, is that the same thing though? That's the same as that.
I'll edit
Bear
this
Lake
in
Borough.
post.
I'll get you corrected bid sheets, but the parcel number is what we're really
Okay.
focused on, but I can get you the right,
Are the parcel numbers correct?
yes.
Okay, noting from our tax claim director that the tax parcels that have been identified are correct, we feel more comfortable passing these. We will get a clear definition of the properties and correct these. Do I have a motion to approve Diane Christensen's bid of $250? Did you make that motion?
Yes, I
All in favor, please state aye.
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 Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Gilbert. Next item on the agenda is Resolution 308 for 2017 liquid fuel allocations. We would like to consider allocating to the local municipalities money from the county's liquid fuel funds for the year 2017. with a scheduled disbursement in the amount of $155,000. Do I have a motion to approve the distribution of $155,000 to the local municipalities of the liquid fuel tax fund?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor, please state aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. And the last item on our new business is an appointment to the Workforce Development Board. We were contacted by Jim Decker, the president of Warren County WCCBI, and he is requesting that we nominate Mr. Steven Steiner to represent Warren County as a private sector member to the Northwest Pennsylvania Workforce Development Board. Mr. Decker writes, Steve's professional responsibilities as Director of Human Resources at Targeted Pet Treats includes supervision of human resources staff which direct report to Targeted President on issues including implementation of policies and procedures, safety of the workforce, recruiting and hiring high-performing employees, and labor and monitoring and reporting on legislative and other human resources issues which might impact the operations at Targeted Pet Treats. Do I have a motion to nominate or to appoint Mr. Steven Steiner to the board?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion?
I would add that Mr. Decker and I met a couple of times and worked through a good list of names that I collected from the commissioners and took to him. And he was the one that then vetted several good candidates, and I appreciate those that would have been willing to serve, and I'm especially thankful to Mr. Steiner, who I don't believe I've ever met in person, but I understand has a fantastic reputation and has done a lot for the growth of Targeted Pet Treats. And I'm hoping that his understanding of the current marketplace and workforce development needs will be of value to the Workforce Development Board, which I sit on, and I could very much use his input.
I have had an opportunity to meet Mr. Steiner, and I must say that since he's taken on the role of Human Resource Director at Targeted Pet Treats, he certainly has done a wonderful job in recruiting employees and building up their pool of employees at the business there. And I think he would make a nice fit for the board. So I'm encouraged by this appointment. And we have a motion. All in favor, please state aye.
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 Aye, motion carries. With nothing further on the agenda, I'd like to open it up for further discussion if there's any. Any comments or concerns from anyone here today?
Joe, you got nothing?
Okay, Joe?
Oh, no, I shouldn't ask you that, should I?
I'm allowing you to dig the hole, then I'll bury it. No,
We
believe it or
appreciate
not, I
that.
don't. But I think our 911 director is here to talk, and I'll turn my time over to him.
Mr. Lake, do you have anything to say? Any
The only
comments?
thing I have is, we discussed with the previous board of commissioners, some of the liquid fuels money. I think maybe next year we need to talk again about keeping some of that back for emergency contingency funds for municipalities. We're looking at this last flood event we had, and still getting numbers rolling in, but we're probably over $250,000 worth of damages done that, townships weren't anticipating. And that's part of liquid fuels. And, some of that goes back to the townships. They're supposed to be keeping some of their liquid fuel money set aside. And I know, Dan, we discussed it with the previous board, and it just kind of, I think it was election time, and it just kind of.
We've been setting money back for 3 or 4 years. Nobody has ever come.
Yeah, but we didn't really ever set any standards or anything like that. So that's something
We could not get any of the township supervisors to want to be on that committee.
So now
They have Act 13 funds that they can use.
Right. But there was, the state had brought out the, act, I think it was 2 years ago to help the state side help with that public damage. But the year that it was funded, nothing happened, so it didn't get used, and it was, the law is there, just not funding.
I find that hard to believe.
And also, I do believe probably all read and seen Governor Wolf's proposal for the $25 per person to help defray the state police. I'm sure you're going to hear a lot of pushback to that real soon. I mean, you look at Clay Township's looking at $100,000 bill, or no, probably not that much, probably $50,000 bill. Tonawanda Township has 4 police officers, 4 hours a day. They don't have an officer on duty, so they're going to have to pay. So they're over $100,000. They might have to hire another officer and become a full-time department and save money. But when you start looking at Deerfield Township and Watson Township, they're going to be, you start telling them maybe you would just take up, 25 grand. It's going to be a lot of money. Hearing more from the government. That's all I have.
Thank you, Todd.
Todd, that $250,000, that's only for municipalities,
Correct.
not private.
No. That's just what-
So roads that got flooded, washed out, that sort of thing.
Sugar Grove Township was like the 140 range. So, and that's our per capita. Our per capita in Warren County, it's just a little under $150,000 before we can declare that it's at a disaster. It isn't a whole lot. $150,000 comes up real fast.
Right.
Like I said, Sugar Grove Borough was at that point, so, or Sugar Grove Township. Still getting some other townships trickling in. They got to buy 10 loads of gravel and spend 4 or 5 hours over the backhoe, and that's not what was anticipated to do with that. So it's damages above and beyond.
That's definitely something that we should have a discussion about, that we should evaluate and look at.
Like I said, but I still got a few more trickling in.
Well, I mean, your point about the liquid fuels and some of the other things related to disaster situations. It's worth taking a look
Now
at.
it's time to reinvigorate that group or a group to start.
I see Supervisor Scully sitting here shaking his head. What's your
I have two
point of view?
questions. This
Okay.
$155,000 is allocated for liquid fuel.
Yes,
When will the townships know the amount that they will receive?
they're listed here on this.
Yeah.
As soon as
Sheet, if
it
you'd
is
like a copy.
signed, the resolution will go to John Wilson at PennDOT, and then all of the townships will be notified that they can start filling out their applications.
Yeah, we've already started our process. Now, the other comments you made about the governor trying to get state police money added on to residents in the townships, he is true. Harrisburg has tried for the last 4 years that I know that I've been involved in legislation, and they've yet to be successful. And I imagine that's going to be one of the bigger fights with Harrisburg from township level pertaining to state police. As you well know, I always said, let's get the sheriff's department a little more active and out in the highway. We're one of the few states surrounding us. The sheriffs don't have the power that New York, Virginia, and Maryland, the sheriff's department have. Why not get them active so that we can use their ability and save money by paying the state? Because we don't have that great a manpower at the state police level at night, if I'm not mistaken. If we have two, they ride together,
Right.
cover the whole
Right.
county.
We have put a little bit of thought into that, but it would be a matter of needing the townships to kick in something. And partly it's a law problem because the sheriff's doesn't really have the authority, as you mentioned. But one thing that we can do is the commissioners can essentially make them police and essentially make a countywide police department. There are other counties in the state that do that, but it comes with a cost.
Well, everything comes at cost, and all the municipalities realize that. But how many times have you heard where police departments need backup, a lot of times they'll see if they can get the sheriff's department to help cover the situation, whatever it may be. It just doesn't make sense to me. And I've had discussions with the prior board, and they weren't for it to a point, but why not use our sheriff's department to help the crimes in the county? They can be trained, some of them are, I believe, trained to do the same thing that the local police departments do, but they don't use them.
That's again because
And I'm
we're
sure
not
the
allowed.
FOP will fight it to the very end.
There's a lot of layers to that that would need to be, I don't know, worked through before you could get to a point where like a county solution through the sheriff's department could be made. I mean, there's certainly good arguments for it. There's also good arguments against it. And then there's stuff that's just legal that's difficult, that makes it really difficult
But
to
you gotta
do.
remember one thing, Jeff. Person has an intruder in their home, they don't really care if it's the state police, the city police. They just want a police officer that can enforce the laws to protect their house. And when they're not available, or they gotta come from the exact opposite end of the county, that isn't encouraging to a person that's facing a robbery or a domestic problem.
And I totally understand that. I mean, having lived in Sheffield for the past 7 years, and one or two of which they didn't have a police officer available, there were stuff that I had to deal with that was just domestic, around the house. And I mean, you can't rely on the state police to deal with, basic domestic situations, especially on nights where there are challenges, like the peak nights of the year. So I totally understand the need for security and for, some type of resolution to the situation. It's just, how is it done legally? What does it cost? And what do you get out of it? And that's the real challenge. And that's what they're having at the state level. And that's why this discussion is coming up, because everybody wants security. No one wants to pay for it, and it's like, so how do we do it, the cheapest and most effective way possible? And the sheriff's office may be a solution to that. I think it's something that's worth looking at. Knowing the legal challenges to it, I think, are going to be the biggest obstacle to that happening, I guess.
It's a large sum of money.
Yeah.
When you figure this ballpark is 40,000 residents in Warren County, 10,000 in the city of Warren, which wouldn't have to pay. That's 30,000 lots, 30 times 25, you're talking $750,000. Come on from somewhere.
Any further comments? It's been a good discussion. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, thank you everyone for coming. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank you, everyone.